This is Richard Wolff from Democracy at Work, responding to another Ask Prof Wolff question from our Patreon community. And this question comes from Bill, but others of you have also asked about this. It has to do with the price of gold, what's happening to it, why, and what it means. So let me respond, and this won't take long. Gold has really been zooming over the last many months. For the year as a whole, it's up about 25%, and that is way better than the stocks and so forth that you could alternatively speculate in if you were an investor. And what I'm telling you is a story about what investors are doing. In the first week of August, gold crossed $2,000 an ounce, which was a record. And that's why it's been getting a lot of attention, rising quickly. There are two kinds of individuals, if you like, or groups that are interested in gold. The first are what we call gold speculators, in the sense that they have reasons to believe that buying gold, which pays no dividends, not like a stock or a bond, doesn't pay interest, doesn't pay a dividend. When you buy gold, you must be interested in the value of the metal itself because it doesn't generate any income by holding it. In fact, it usually costs a little bit of money to do that. If you store the gold, you have to pay a fee, and so it's an actual cost. The second group of people are the ones who are speculating on the first group. In other words, they don't give a damn about whether gold is or isn't a good investment. They're speculating that there are other people who think it's a good investment. Those other people will buy it up and drive up the price. So this second group gets in there to buy now, sell a little bit later. They're speculating on the speculators, kind of a second order of person involved in all of this. Consumers do not in general own gold. Workers do not in general own gold. They don't buy and sell gold. This is an activity done by folks who are speculators, who have some money to play around with. If you are not one of those, but you are interested in buying gold, you are taking a terrible risk because this is a market manipulated by nimble folks getting in and out to make a quick buck. And unless you have an awful lot of time to gather an awful lot of information about those individuals, this is not a place for you to play because the people playing with you have many more cards and options than you or I will ever have in terms of the time and the attention it takes to play this game with the others that are speculating. So let's turn then to why the first group believes the price of gold will go up. No mystery, very clear. It's because everything else is in deep trouble. People buy gold because they believe, and that's not 100% correct either, but they believe that when everything else turns to, well, crap, companies, countries, currencies, it's safer to get that actual metal, that it will come through the rough seas, the bad times, more safely than almost anything else. It's the kind of feeling people used to have for the US dollar, but they don't have that anymore because this is a very strange government. This is a country whose decline is obvious to everybody except those who can't see straight. And so it isn't going to be the dollar anymore. Where do you go else? The euro has got a problem. The Chinese is a little scary. The Japanese have a lot of problem. So where are you going to go for safety? And the answer is, for many, the dollar or gold. And if the dollar's in trouble, it's gold. And so they've been buying gold and the price of gold has gone up. And that brought in the second group of speculators who looked at the first group and said, whoa, if things are looking troubled And if they're going to stay troubled, there's going to be more and more people who buy gold for safety. So it's a good bet for me to get in, stay a week, a month, maybe even two, and then sell and make the capital gain that comes from the difference. That's all that this is. It's not that they're right. Gold can have all kinds of problems. Previous upzooms in the price of gold have usually been followed by collapses in the price of gold, which is why it is a dangerous, tricky investment to get involved in, and not something for people who don't have a lot of time to keep track of a lot of information, and even then, it is a speculation. What it does teach us, though, is that the professionals who make their living by watching where the wind is blowing, they understand that capitalism as a system is in deep trouble around the world. Central banks are spending money, creating money, governments are going into debt. All the signs of economic trouble are mushrooming. And if you believe in safety, then this is a time when you would want to be in a safe asset, to convert your wealth from all the other forms into something you believe will hold its value through turbulent times. Times that are going to get more turbulent with the election coming up and with the unsolved problems crowding in on governments everywhere, starting with the pandemic, but all the old problems, the racism, and all the others that have come now to a head. Gold is simply the refuge. Its rising price, a sign that professional investors, like almost everybody else, understands we're in deep trouble. Keep it in mind the next time a politician looking to get elected tells you how great the economy is, how great it looks to be. The professionals don't think so, and gold is their sign. This is Richard Wolff from Democracy at Work, thanking all of you on the Patreon community for your support.